Good evening. It is Friday, August 23rd, 2019, going on 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And I'm actually at the same spot I was last night about this time, but I'm going to hike in the other direction this time. So I'll turn the camera around and show you what I'm going to do. So again, I'm coming to you from the Zoomwall Meadows parking area at Cedar Grove at Kings Canyon National Park. So if you watched yesterday's video, you saw me doing these same interp boards. I'll give the same spiel I always give, that when you start a hike, familiar or not, you should check all the interp signs just to see if there's any important information you should know. I covered most of this in last night's video. So I'm doing the river walk towards Roaring River Falls tonight. So I'm at that parking area. So I'm going to hike the very first part and cross the bridge, which is the same thing I did last night. And then I'm gonna hike the 1.5-mile river trail down to Roaring River. So join me, should be fun. It's like, I don't know, 80 degrees out, but there's a bit of a breeze here and there, and as the sun sets, it will get better. So let's go. So I'm starting out with the same scenery I had last night. View of the Kings River. And I'm gonna skip this first part on any kind of video or pictures. If you want to see still pictures, they can be found in the Nomadic Gnomes Retreat group on Facebook, and of course video on my YouTube channel from last night. So I'll catch you again when I cross the bridge. So I'm crossing the suspension bridge now, and I'm gonna be heading out that way, downriver. And I was smart tonight. I made sure I put on my crestas. My boot laces don't match. One of them broke, so I found a lacing, but it's really too long. But I am wearing my crestas. So now I've crossed the bridge, and it quotes 1.6 miles to Roaring River Falls. Heading out this way. So it is a Friday evening, and a lot of people are coming in for the weekend. Summer season's really over here in California. Schools went back last week, but weekenders still coming in pretty heavy. I'm hoping this will be a quiet walk. A lot of people, when they want to see the falls, they stop at a different parking area with a very short path, which I might show you tomorrow night or the next night just to give you a reference. But hoping this will be a nice kind of quiet walk, although it looks like it's quite a bit of a rock scramble, so I'm really glad I wore my crestas. Looking up. All right. So far it is like going amongst the rocks, but the path is pretty worn down, pretty easy to follow. It is lovely to be walking along the river, hearing the rush of the water. I just tried taking a still picture looking down at the river, and the lighting is not good on it, but wicked cool. Done a lot of tree work in here. So what we have here is trail hazard. Obviously a tree has come down recently, covering the trail. So these are the obstacles that make it fun. So I'm coming up a bit away from the river. Really awesome to look down on it though. That's looking upward through the canyon as if you were headed back up to Grant. Trails opened up a little bit. Got some big boulders and stuff, but not as much rock. sun is not exactly my friend for filming, so I apologize if I get a lot of sun glare. Have a good spot here where I'm kind of sinking down, shaded by some bushes. Give you a good look up at the wall, canyon walls. A big pine tree up there. So I have a fellow YouTube, Facebook friend that films a lot out in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. His YouTube channel is Smoky Mountain Hiker. You should go check it out. He has really great stuff, and if I ever remember, I'll put it in the description below. Anyway, he was watching last night's video and he's like, I don't know, he commented, I don't know if you realize it or not, but a lizard crossed in front of you. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've been like between California, Utah, Arizona, even Florida, but not as much in Florida. Lizards cross in front of you on a daily basis, multiple, probably thousands of times a day. Sometimes you don't even see them anymore or realize them half the time. Like I'm hiking, what made me think of it is I'm hiking along right now and through the bushes everywhere, you just hear the lizards going everywhere. I can walk from Teddy's dad's housing, the front door, to my Jeep, and I probably have at least 4 lizards cross the path just in the walkway. So it's really cool because you don't realize that, and other people catch up, you know, pick it up on your videos, and that's really cool. So since I was just listening to a bunch of them, I thought, oh, I'll give him a shout out because he does have really great videos. So check him out. So that's looking at where I came from. Getting the river back into view down there. It's been a lovely hike so far. I haven't seen another soul. Oh, there goes a lizard. I could not get him in time though. Sorry. He was a big one too. He was huge. Anyway, as I was saying, it's been a lovely hike. A little warm if the breeze isn't blowing, but the breeze has been mostly blowing, so that's been nice. Have not seen another soul since I left the bridge, so that has been lovely. So if I run real fast, it's because what could come out of these holes I do not want to be near. When I just walked through, they popped out. But I turned around to at least show you the dens for educational purposes. We have something out here called meat bees, and they live in the ground, and you do not want to have an encounter with them. I have not, so I can't tell you from personal experience. I just know you do not, from what I've been told, want to have an encounter with them, and I don't know where they went off to, but let me tell you, when they came flying out at me, they were huge. Shaded by this big boulder. I'll give you another little scan of the trail. The sun's going to be blinding me right here in about 2 seconds. Looking back at the canyon walls. I have not really been able to get much trail video for quite a while. The sun has been mostly right dead center on my face. So I thought I'd take a moment, at least get a little bit while I was ducked down on this banking. Note, the trees I just came through are incense cedars. Now I'm walking through what must have been once a burn area. Prescribed burn, I'm assuming. You see how life takes over in a different form. I don't know exactly what these bushes are, but they are certainly something that must have loved a fresh burn. And I'm no fire tech, so I can't tell you how old the growth is or how long ago the prescribed burn was. So I'm guessing at least, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, but again, I'm a bad guess. I'm not a fire tech. Cool to walk through though for something different. Looking back at where I came from, I've now come down really close to the water. Kings River, that is. mosquitoes are starting to come out. Yeah, we still have mosquitoes out here in a dry climate. Sometimes they're quite bad. Not nearly as bad as what you guys have back east, but they're annoying, let's just put it that way. They're not really bothersome. They wouldn't make you stop camping or hiking or even really put on a lot of bug spray, so. Wear lavender. That's what I do. Wear some lavender, it keeps them away. Looking back at where I came from, I've now come down really close to the water. Kings River, that is. Mosquitoes are starting to come out. Yeah, we still have mosquitoes out here in a dry climate. Sometimes they're quite bad. Not nearly as bad as what you guys have back east, but they're annoying, let's just put it that way. They're not really bothersome. They wouldn't make you stop camping or hiking or even really put on a lot of bug spray, so. Wear lavender. That's what I do. Wear some lavender, it keeps them away. So as I leave the bend in the river, I come into this really nice area of boulders with a nice pine needle carpet. Make a nice camping spot. Another little trail scan. Looking back at where I came from. Really cool little meadow-like. Breeze is real nice right now. Absolutely gorgeous. So I just realized I came out now parallel to the road that leads into Land's End. If you go up to that direction, Land's End, sorry, Road's End. If you go to that direction, you come out to Road's End. Back where I'm, near where I'm parked too. Little pull off over there with trash receptacles. And again, I apologize, the sun is just not cooperative going this direction tonight. Cool view looking back down the canyon towards Road's End. Trail's getting sandy. I don't like walking in really thick, loose sand. Even with Crestas, I'm not the most coordinated of people, so. You can hear traffic out on the road now. Should be getting real close. This is the nerd that I am. I'm trumpsing up this hill, breathing heavy because I'm still trying to get back into shape. And I all of a sudden look beside me and I'm like, oh! And I just stop, just as elated as can be, Manzanita. I love Manzanita. I'm such a nerd. Anyway, if you're not familiar, these are Manzanitas. I happen to love them. I fell in love with them. First time I lived in California back in 2014 when I lived in El Portal near Yosemite. All right, I hear the falls, so trudge a little bit more. So I've reached the intersection that has the paved path, which you can actually park right at and take a very short walk in, but I really wanted to work out tonight. I'm trying to lose weight, trying to get my stamina back, trying to get my hiking body back, so I really wanted to hike it. So I came in from Zumwalt Meadow. Road's End is where I ended last night's video. So if you were to park here at the paved trail parking area and hike up to Road's End, it would be 2.7. So that's that. That leads you down to the parking lot. This is basically the same sign I showed you at the beginning. Oh, I didn't do the quote, and it's a John Muir quote, so we need to look at that. There is one thundering plunge into a dark pool beneath a glorious mass of rainbow spray that John Muir used to describe these very falls I'm about to show you. So, let's go. So unlike the entire trail I just had, there's certainly not void of guests. I didn't meet one other guest all the way since the suspension bridge at Zumwalt. Now, of course, you're on the easy trail into the falls. It's on a Friday night, masses. So I'm gonna kind of try to peek in and get you a little bit of video. I just may not talk a lot around everybody. People swimming, you really shouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. Also a lot of open container alcohol drinking. I wouldn't recommend that either if law enforcement catches you, but oh well, what can you do? So, it is a beautiful waterfall. This is my first time seeing this actually. I like how it cascades down into a little pool. So that's the Roaring River coming down, and then it goes down and connects into the Kings River. So if you'd actually like to enjoy that with less people and most likely void of the insane smell of alcohol, like any hike, I recommend coming in the morning. And maybe I'll do that sometime, and I'll just take this short paved trail in early some morning to show you, for those who aren't really hikers, to show you you could still come enjoy this. But yeah, if you don't really want to get your video and pictures with all the people in the middle of it and the alcohol, come first thing in the morning. So I'm getting rather low on battery power, so it's just a retrace my steps back the, about 1.5 to 2 miles before I get back out to the Jeep. So I'm going to end the video now. I hope you enjoyed tonight's stroll. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I try to answer all comments when I do get internet signal, which is only a couple times a week right now. But you could also consider subscribing if you're new here. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. Love you. And you can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Soon I'm going to have a Patreon and Spreadshirt going. And also I run this really cool Facebook group with my pal Christina, also known as the Barefoot Gnome, called Nomadic Gnomes Retreat. Please join us. Post pictures of your explorations, whether it's nature, theme parks, museums, your city park, walking your dog, out playing with your kids, gardening, farming, you name it. We want your pictures, we want chat. If you want to research trip ideas, come ask the group. Somebody might know something. And I guess that's it for tonight. It's about 6:16, so I'm going to try to really bust back and check Wi-Fi real quick at Cedar Lodge before I go home. So peace and love, everyone. Get yourself and your family out adventuring. Truly, I love you all. Good night.